Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is the Smackdown review right here on Pro Wrestling Unlimited. It is November 20th, 2018. Nick, what's going on?
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Tim, I can hear you this time around.
Awesome.
My God, it's finally nice to be able to actually hear you when starting the show.
Right?
Thank you guys for tuning in for November 20th. It's almost time to get in your food coma. I'm excited, but also I'm really not excited to work it.
You know what else is today, November 20th?
November 20th. No, I don't. What?
New Wreck-It Ralph comes out tonight.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think anyone in this chat gives a fuck.
I do. I love Wreck-It Ralph.
You know what I give a fuck about? I give a fuck about Smackdown Live. Let's talk about it.
Smackdown kicked off with Charlotte Flair coming down to the ring. The fans cheered her, and there was a light "Thank you, Charlotte" chant. She bragged about attacking Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series. She said she's proud of what she did, and the fans cheered. She said what she did Sunday was for SmackDown, the women's roster, and the champ, Becky Lynch. Flair noted that Rousey bowed down to the Queen. Paige would then come out and make her way down to the ring. She thanked Flair for the beating she gave Ronda, said that everybody appreciated that. She noted that Rousey's looking for her. Flair pointed out that she goes, the next pay-per-view, it's TLC, right? Yeah, TLC? Okay, anyways, if Rousey gets in my way, I'm going to put her head in the chair and stomp it again. And Paige noted, well, it seemed like at Survivor Series, you kind of snapped. And you snapped on 5 referees. You can't be putting your hands on referees.
Really can't do that.
I'm shocked that they followed up with this. Completely mind blown that they followed up with this. Because usually someone touches a ref and it's just whatever.
Right.
So she goes, honestly, I've really got no choice. And Charlotte's looking at her. She goes, I've got no choice but to fine you $100,000.
That's like 2 cents to her, I'm sure.
Get Daddy Rick to pay for it.
No kidding.
Comes out to $20,000 a ref.
God, that's outstanding.
They're
you know damn well those refs are not worth that much money either.
Especially the one that tried to do the Tranquilo pose before falling out of the ring.
You know damn well.
So they're looking at each other for a second, and the Iconics music hits. And they mock Charlotte Flair, saying when she snapped on Sunday, she was like a zombie. She was just a zombie in a trance beating down Ronda Rousey. Charlotte said, the real question is which of you are going to be the next Ronda Rousey and get your ass beat. Flair said that she will take on either of them right now. Go to commercial. When we come back, we get Charlotte Flair versus Billie Kay. Flair was firmly in control and backed Kay into a corner. She rocked her with a vicious chop. A couple chops, actually. Royce interfered, and Kay nailed Flair with a big boot on the outside to take control. Flair did fight back, but Kay sent her face first to the turnbuckle. Flair made a comeback and won with a natural selection. After the match, she gets on the mic and says, Peyton, hey Peyton, I'm still standing here and I'm not done. I want to fight again. Peyton, get in the ring. Peyton Royce was kind of reluctant, and Billie Kay's like, just go in there and do it. Just get in there. And Peyton Royce is teasing she's going to get in. She finally gets in the ring. And Charlotte goes, don't worry, Peyton. I'm going to play Flair and Square. And Peyton Royce finally gets into the ring. She slides the media right back out. So the announcers go, Tom Phillips, we're going to find out right after this if this match is going to happen. So they go to commercial, come back, and of course it's Charlotte versus Peyton Royce. During the commercial, the match did start, and Flair was nailed with a knee by Peyton Royce. Peyton Royce was firmly in control and slowed down the pace. Billie Kay interfered, but Flair fought back and rocked Royce with a big boot. Kay jumped in the ring and caused a disqualification. Iconics attacked Flair after the match, and the crowd broke out into a loud Becky chant. Iconics then sent Charlotte to the floor. She made a comeback and nailed them both at the same time with a spear, landing face first on the ground. Mashed her face. She then smashed each of them face first into the announce table. And then she did both at the same time. She then threw them over the announce table and stood on top to celebrate. We've got heel Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. Real quick, Chris McNutt, that $5. Dominic, I have a question for y'all. On the December 2nd holiday tour, it's Styles versus Joe. It was supposed to be Styles versus Joe. Will they replace AJ with...
All I know is they're running old commercials. It's just they weren't sent new commercials, and those markets like Tampa and the New York areas are all running the commercial that aired last week, basically. So they may change it, they may not. I mean, AJ's trying to work less, and we already know Brian half the time doesn't even work Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So backstage, we see Rey Mysterio discuss that he's now in a feud with Randy Orton. He noted that he didn't return to be one of Orton's victims. Mysterio says that later on tonight, he will go one-on-one with Randy Orton. And then, what WWE hyped up today as a huge segment, it was Miz TV, the State of the State address, Miz with Shane McMahon. So Miz comes down, and before he even gets in the ring, the crowd's chanting, Miz is awesome. I was kind of baffled. Miz then says, "It's glad to be back home," even though LA's no longer his home. It's Austin, Texas. If you watch... Huh?
I was about to say, those people outside your house having a party. Hook me up.
Yeah, I know.
God damn. Don't they know who you are?
Do
they have any idea what we do for a living, Tim? Or what you do for a living?
I've tried. Anyways, he introduces his guest, Shane McMahon. He praised McMahon and called him the best in the world. McMahon slowly walked to the ring, played up his injuries from Survivor Series. Miz continued to praise Shane. Miz said, "We hit the coast to coast and put Braun Strowman through a table." McMahon pointed out that, no, it was him, not the Miz.
It's literally a dead body of Shane McMahon hitting a coast to coast.
McMahon noted that usually the interviewer asks questions. Miz built up to his question and finally asked McMahon to be his tag team partner. Corey Graves thought Miz was going to propose. McMahon turned him down at first. Miz insisted and said, "I've already talked to Paige, and I've got two guys, tag team specialists, the Bryant brothers, who are going to face us." I believe one was Eli Everfly.
Yeah, it was, and he got the pin, too.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
So McMahon was in his street clothes on the apron as Miz started off dominating on Dane Everfly. My bad, not Dante. They call him Dane. And Miz was firmly in control. He asked if McMahon wanted to be tagged in, but he told Miz, "Nah, you got it." Miz turned around and rolled up. Boom, 1, 2, 3. Miz lost.
I like it. He's also lost to him on an episode of Raw.
Really?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Some fun knowledge.
Nicole Paulus, a $2 super chat donation. "I really hate Shane." Well, it's a good thing, because he's supposed to turn heel. Miz is going to be the babyface, and I can see them having a Mania match. So in the back, we see the New Day, dressed as pilgrims. Xavier Woods has 6-1 on his chest, because, they actually won the match on the pre-show.
Yup.
Even though Kofi kept saying in his little promo, we won. Wasn't the New Day eliminated and the Usos sole survivors?
You don't know that.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. They told us the pre-show match doesn't count. So they're backstage dressed as pilgrims, and the gobbledygooker's there, and then we realize, hey, they take the mask off, and it's R-Truth.
That was cute.
So the New Day come down for their, Thanksgiving feast fight. Yeah. A 6-1 chant breaks out. They all say what they're thankful for. And I love Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods goes, "I'm thankful for my 2 terabyte hard drive, because that way I don't have to delete Spider-Man when I want to download Red Dead Redemption 2. I was like, Xavier, the struggle is real. I don't know how many games I've had to delete to install a new game.
Oh, interesting.
What?
The strongest storm in 227 days headed to the Bay Area.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God, I have to take the bus to work tomorrow, and the rain starts at 6:30.
227. Yeah.
I'm going to kill myself. Well, thanks for the show, guys. I'm killing myself now. Goodbye.
So they're talking a little more, and Big E says that he's thankful for this big, juicy breast out here tonight. He's actually talking about turkey. He got pretty intimate with it, too. Started licking it and everything. Then the Bar and the New Day come out. The Bar and the Big Show. Big Show looking a little rough walking down that ramp.
He's probably got rough knees.
Christopher McNutt, is there any NXT call-ups for next week or no? All we know is Lars is coming up sometime. Initially, he wasn't supposed to come up till after TLC, so I don't know exactly when it's going to happen. The Bar came out. Cesaro said he's disgusted to have to participate in this feast fight. Kingston pointed out, we won our match. You guys didn't win your match at Survivor Series. And Sheamus goes, well, it wasn't our fault. Drake Maverick peed himself, and it kind of distracted us. Mm-hmm. The match starts off. It's a 6-man. Heels isolated Woods in their corner and worked him over. Big E got knocked off the apron. Kingston got the hot tag and was on fire for a little while. Sheamus was hit with a crossbody and a near fall. All 6 men started brawling. Big E nailed Big Show off the apron and fell through one of the tables. Sheamus nailed Big E with a bro kick. Fans broke out in a "We Want Turkey" chant. Kingston was then thrown a turkey while he was sitting on the top rope, dove off the top rope, and hit Sheamus in the face turkey first, which sent Sheamus through a table. Finish came when Big E hit Sheamus with a turkey for the victory. After the match, Cesaro tried to throw the cranberry sauce at Woods, and he missed. The New Day then threw all the food at Cesaro, and Cesaro was covered in food. Because somebody's got to get covered in food.
Always.
It's a holiday. You either put a pumpkin on your head, or you get food over your face.
It happens.
So, backstage, Randy Orton discussed Rey Mysterio and his mask. He promised to leave the fans shocked and disgusted when he defeats Mysterio with an RKO. Looking at the text line here. If you guys do want to text into the show, as it says on the screen, 510-906-1341. From the A43, it says, good question. If you were Vince McMahon, what would you do first? I would put Triple H in charge.
Yeah, I would step down.
786 says, so last month, Trick or Treat street fight. Now the Thanksgiving feast fight. Does the New Day have a Christmas present fight next month? I pretty much can almost probably guarantee that.
Oh, yeah, they definitely will.
Holiday brawl, or I don't even know. Christmas, I don't know. The Santa Claus, something. Who knows?
Christmas massacre.
No, I don't think they're going to use the word massacre yet.
Yeah, that's a little.
Yet on Raw last night, they used the word dismemberment when Braun said he was going to dismember Baron Corbin. Mm-hmm. Anyways, we then get a women's tag team match. It was Asuka Naomi versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. On commentary, they said, even though they're not best friends, Asuka and Naomi actually worked together better at Evolution in the Battle Royal than best friends Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville did. Because, Mandy did eliminate Sonya.
Right.
So the faces were on fire early, and then the heels took over during a commercial break. Naomi nailed Deville with an enziguri and made the tag to Asuka. Asuka ran wild on Mandy Rose, and then Deville got knocked off the apron. Rose tried to tag out Deville, who wasn't even on the apron. Deville made a blind tag and almost collided with Rose, but almost is the key word. Asuka went to kick Rose, but hit Deville instead. Asuka applied the Asuka lock on Sonya Deville, and she tapped out for the victory. We then got a promo about Lars Sullivan coming soon. And then,
woohoo!
Daniel Bryan. Take it for a second. I got to take care of something.
Yeah, for sure. So, what I want to talk about a little bit before he starts to cover the whole Daniel Bryan thing is he forgot to mute his microphone over there, unfortunately. One thing that I didn't like about this Daniel Bryan segment is I really wish they would have harped a little bit more on the whole psychopathic side of the thing instead of the whole, like, I'm mad. I'm Daniel Bryan. Blah blah blah. Like I feel like this didn't come
back.
as naturally as I hoped. Yeah, you didn't mute your microphone.
I thought I did. Oh well.
It happens. Kristen up with the $2. Thank you, Kristen. I don't know. I felt like this whole Bryan becoming evil thing was really rushed. I really wish they would have done. I know that they couldn't really do a slow burn, but that happens. It happens. I really wish they would have done like a slow burn type thing. Bryan spoke about himself in the third person, which I really, really didn't like. He said he didn't expect people to understand his. No, I thought it was weird and uncomfortable.
It's the whole lunatic thing. Like, he's kind of like psychotic.
Yeah, but I don't like it.
Like, I was shocked he wasn't just sitting in the corner cradling back and forth doing this whole promo.
Just like a what about Raven type thing.
Kinda. You want me to take it?
Yeah, go ahead, man, if you can.
All right, so he said he didn't expect the people to understand his explanation. He said, it was for you. He said Bryan committed an act of betrayal, but not when he defeated Styles. This actually took place 3 years ago when he gave up on his own dreams. He said the difference between Bryan and the people is he doesn't want to give up. He's not going to give up. He didn't give up. He talked about his injury and noted that it gave him a chance to meditate and get a new mantra about fight for your dreams and your dreams fight for you. Bryan pointed out that it worked, and when he returned, he received the loudest yes chants ever. For the people, it was just a moment. They weren't there for the pain or the fight with his family. He said that he had to talk to a lot of psychologists and shrinks, and they were telling him, just give it up. You're not going to come back. They're not going to clear you. They're not going to allow you to wrestle, so you need to move on. And he said he was not going to move on. He said they're all idiots, and the crowd then chanted for AJ Styles. He then pointed out the yes chants slowly disappeared when he stopped fighting. He said his dreams took over, and his dreams kicked Styles in the balls. And when he said kick Styles in the balls, he sounded so proud. He was like, I kicked AJ Styles in the balls.
It's pretty funny.
He says his dreams told him he doesn't need to beat Brock Lesnar. It told him to allow Lesnar to beat the weakness out of him. And there would be a new emergence after that match. He said the old Daniel Bryan, the Daniel Bryan that the people that loved, is dead, along with the Yes Movement. All that's left is the new Daniel Bryan, the WWE Champion. He screamed that you never give up on your dreams. He then went over to Greg Hamilton and told him something, and then Greg Hamilton says, and that is your WWE Champion, the new Daniel Bryan. Then he stood on the announce table wearing his Big Lebowski sweater. And there you go.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
I loved the promo.
I thought the promo was all right. I just didn't like the whole third person thing.
I thought the third person thing worked if he's supposed to be like some crazy psychopath. Benjamin Acock, $2.99.
You said penis.
What happened? What's happening with the U.S. Championship? No clue. No clue at all. As we move on here to the main event, Randy Orton versus Rey Mysterio. Not a bad match. Mysterio went for a 619 early, and Orton avoided it. Mysterio hit a seated senton on the floor. Orton fought back and tried to take Mysterio's mask off. Orton was firmly in control and started ripping at the mask yet again. Mysterio fired back and rocked Orton with a drop kick. Mysterio hit a seated senton in the ring and followed it up with a springboard into a bulldog. Mysterio attempted the 619, but Orton caught him. Mysterio hit a second attempt of the 619, and Orton rolled out of the ring. Mysterio went for a sliding dive into a splash under the bottom rope to the floor, but Orton would quickly catch him in an RKO. Great spot.
Coolest RKO I think I've ever seen.
I don't know about the coolest.
I'd say single-handedly the coolest.
I still like the Seth Rollins one from Mania 31.
Overrated.
I mean, it might just be my favorite since I was there live. Orton then partially took off the mask of Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio was basically a limp body at this point. Orton picked him up, put him into the ring, gave him another RKO, pinned him 1, 2, 3. After the match, Orton grabbed a chair, put it around Mysterio's head. Mysterio's mask fell off, and Orton rammed him chair face first into the ring post. Orton then picked up the mask and held it in his hand like a trophy as he walked away to furious boos from the crowd. I don't know where the blood came from, but Ray had blood on his elbow.
Ow. That's painful.
There's been a lot of accidental blood recently in the WWE.
A ton.
And it's not like they're blading either. It's all accidental blood. So, that was SmackDown.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was SmackDown Live. I have been Nick, personally. You can follow me on Twitter at PW_Armstrong. Follow us on Twitter at PWUnlimited. Facebook/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Right here on YouTube. Check out our folks over at Fightful. Fightful.com. Twitter at Fightful Online. Tim, where can they find you?
You can find me basically everywhere at Timmy Buddy.
We will see you guys tomorrow for our Wednesday show. Thanks for tuning in, folks. See ya.
Have a good night.